once there was four, humble and hard. We were at work, folks, searching for a greener land. To better their opportunities in order to improve their way of living and their lifestyles. A country, its newness, its growth, and its potentials. Entering, exciting, but sacrifice is essential. Four folks from a family of six: Marco, Lorenzo, Chupita, and Grita, the children of Lorenzo Sr. and Dina. The four children came up with a plan, not only to better their family, but to better their financial state. Early the next morning, Guidita picked up a newspaper and started reading it to discover new opportunities in the Americas. A family of farmers facing life challenges facing distance, separation, and the possibility of a positive opportunity. Marco and Lorenzo quickly came up with a plan to sail to the Americas to improve their family's financial struggles. Marco was unsure of this journey. Unlike Marco, Lorenzo was ready. Marco feared failure. Then Lorenzo shared one of his quotes with him.
But Marco, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage that continues to count. We have to go to America. We have to do this for our family.
Marco was inspired. He had a different perspective. He was now ready to commence their journey with his brother and the canoe. Then the sacrifice and determination. Everything was at stake now. A voyage is like a bridge, but its hardships must be endured with hopes for a favorable future. The journey began with the two brothers alone in one canoe, with only hope and bravery to shelter them. A bridge of water as far as any eye can see, symbolizing renewal and demanding reflection. During Lorenzo and Marco's long journey, they faced many obstacles. The storms were unbearably long, making the days rougher and the nights even rougher. The sea animals made the journey more difficult. Lorenzo spotted a shark while Marco was sleeping. Without hesitation, Lorenzo woke up Marco out of fear. Marco woke up quickly. Marco was startled and had asked what was wrong when Lorenzo exclaimed that he had spotted a shark. Without hesitation, Lorenzo and Marco started rowing away from the shark and towards the Americas. While traveling, Chupita and Gurita were continuing their daily works at the house. Chupita and Gurita helped their mom at home, cleaning dishes, sewing clothes, and sweeping throughout the house. After doing this for 16 years, Chupita and Gurita were restless, hoping that their brothers would come back soon with money to send them to the Americas also. After a month of Lorenzo and Marco's journey, both parents, Mr. Lorenzo and Dina, got very ill and passed away. There was no way to tell Lorenzo and Marco what had happened, but we knew what our parents had wanted for us, to keep working for our dream to travel to the Americas. Their death did not stop us from chasing our dreams. Gurita and Chupita continued doing work, knowing Marco and Lorenzo were doing the same. While Gurita and Chupita worked at home, Marco and Lorenzo kept rowing to the Americas. As a month went by, Lorenzo and Marco kept rowing. They got closer and closer, although the struggles continued. After many days of lack of sleep and starvation, both Lorenzo and Marco arrived to the Americas with excitement. Lorenzo and Marco jumped in excitement. Although they struggled to get off the canoe, they were more than happy. They could not wait any longer to get off the canoe, any longer to set foot on the Americas, or any longer to better their opportunities. With their excitement and joy, they got off the canoe, searching and searching until they reached a farm. They met the owners and began to work, and work, and work, gazing, planting, and picking. One day after work, for what felt like many years, they gained $20, which would fund the coming of Gurita and Chupita. The money of hope, the dollars of the future, the reasons of a union, the stories of a legend. As the money arrived to Gurita and Chupita, they were ecstatic, emotions flying, and excitement swelled. They began their journey to the Americas, rowing and rowing, to get their land promised of freedom. Working through the ugly fate of weather, hours of starvation, and months of thirst. The arrival at the land of hope, finally allowing tears of joy to trickle down their eyes. Sight of Marco and Lorenzo filled Gurita Chupita's hearts with love, joy, and excitement that was uncontrollably shown. After a while of celebration, reality hit. Work was necessary, so jobs had to be found. Gurita and Chupita decided to work in the house, working as servants and cooking and cleaning for others. The culture of a new land, working and serving for the better of the people, was forever practiced. Not only was their work necessary, it was required. Everyone worked to help and succeed at home. Stories like this were more common, more very noticeable, and very unknown.
Fast colors and promises.
Lorenzo, Marco, Guidita, and Chupita were very hard-working, compassionate, and dedicated. People who looked for freedom. They worked to make their mark, tell their story, and to be noticeable of their works, just as many did.
Suddenly goes away somehow.
America, the land of free, hope, opportunity, dedication, innovation, and change that was noticed and appreciated to many throughout the world.
Every day